Boulevard. 15, 14.
Welcome to The People Make the Places, Episode 12, August 2025, Mike, May, and Friends. Introducing our favorite people and places in Hawaii. This episode has recordings from our favorite locations on Oahu. Many of the people we met were by chance, and the places we visited were spontaneous. We do plan some events in advance, but it is the unknown encounters which become the best part of our memories. I first went to Hawaii around 1977 when my girlfriend at the time, Kathy, was working at the Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind. I have fond memories of piloting a tandem bicycle with a deaf girl on the back thumping on me for guiding directions and squealing when there were close calls. I loved visiting the exotic bird park and zoo near the school. I have also been to Hawaii many times, including several trips to Molokai when my friends Ron and Judy were living there in the 90s. Ron and I even did accessible technology presentations around the islands, including to the Ho'opono Center in Honolulu. My wife, Gena, and I have gone to Hawaii together once or twice a year since we got married in 2014, usually with family and friends. We like the Hilton Hawaiian Village on Waikiki, especially because we have learned to navigate the very complicated, busy complex of 7 towers. We will share a story of the people we met because of an Uber ride in Honolulu and the friendship and adventures that stemmed from that chance meeting. For a change, we stayed at the Disney Aulani Resort on Oahu this spring, and we'll include recordings from that resort. Then we hear the interview with our new Hawaii friends. Finally, we wrap up with other recordings of places on Oahu we explored.
4 hours, 55 minutes is the flight time to get to Honolulu. Looks like a really nice day for flying. Beautiful out of here. Nice day over the Pacific. And of course, 82 degrees in the island.
And there we are, sitting here on this 777 in San Francisco, en route to Honolulu soon. Gena and I are headed over for 17 days on Oahu and then the Big Island in Kona. So we're just here at our pickup point outside of baggage claim, and I had wonderful assistance from a porter.
Hi, my name is Francis Baldwin. I'm a SkyCap at United Airlines, and hope you come and visit, or hope you're having a great day. Aloha.
Now here we go to what they like to call the happiest place on earth.
We have just arrived at the Disney Aulani Resort on Oahu, and we've been here before. So Johnny, my guide dog, beautiful golden retriever, she totally knew the way and has done her tracking thing for us. And our first adventure was remembering where the elevators were, and so we caught up with a family who we chatted with them and used them as information to get to the elevator. Then we hightailed it across the lobby, and there were really cool smells from plumeria and different flowers here in Hawaii, going to another section, which is how we exit the property to walk to our favorite restaurants and things like that. Johnny was also super helpful because she remembered exactly where it is we needed to go. Gena, blind woman of action at Disney's Aulani Resort on Oahu. One of the things we love about being at the Disney Resort is all the performances and characters that we get to engage with. Some of the challenges we face are that it's a very complicated resort. One of the places we've been going every day is our favorite restaurant is called the Monkey Pod, and to get there you have to go through this resort through many levels, out through a side door, down into a parking lot, out the driveway of the parking lot, and down a long sidewalk that takes you to a crossing that you can push a button, but there's absolutely no indication if it's your turn to walk or not. So we use the basic old tried and true, which is listening to traffic, and when the parallel traffic goes, then we go. And if there's no parallel traffic, then we do have to really be careful and listen and hope all goes well. And on that path, there's also train tracks we have to cross and complicated entranceways into a strip mall. What we really enjoyed about the Monkey Pod is the service is extraordinary. The waiters and waitresses, they're highly trained, so they remember if you want water with ice or water with no ice. They don't do any weird blind things. They literally just say, oh, here's your drink, and give us lots of information, but not too much information, just normal information. So we've eaten there 3 nights in a row, and we've really enjoyed that. Another thing we did is we walked to the beach, and we did have an idea in our mind of the route to get there in the Disney resort. And Johnny, yet again, was amazing. And she did remember exact twists and turns. It's very curvy getting there, and lots of waterfalls and sound effects, which can be really helpful, but they can also interfere when you're trying to listen for the ocean. So it's been a terrific experience, and really love the performance that's going on. And we're on our way to dinner, so we're excited to be here.
Now we're going over, kind of feels like a bridge.
And now it's sounding like we're getting into the parking garage area. Sound totally changes. Yeah. What else is interesting is Johnny is like a huge attraction at these Disney resorts because they're loaded with families and lots of little kids that love dogs, and they talk about dogs and make funny barking sounds. So it's fun.
Right?
Yes.
Just want to remember where to get back to.
Yeah, so
Everybody coming out?
couple self-parking is free.
Thank you.
Thank you. In the elevator.
All aboard?
I think we can fit.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We're going to P.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Going down.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Hi, sweetie.
Where are you guys from?
Salt Lake.
Oh, nice. California.
Oh, very nice.
He was just
That
in.
was in Gena Park City
Yeah.
last week.
Oh, very
From
nice.
Park City to Hawaii.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Yeah.
Excuse us.
Oh, we need to get out here.
Yeah, there are two.
Excuse us.
Have a good evening.
You as well. Thank you.
This is kind of my least favorite part. There's a lot of the ballards for cars not to drive through the elevators, and then we're walking out an exit. Cars come in and exit. Lots of sounds of cool birds, beautiful, beautiful Hawaiian breeze happening. Excuse us. Excuse us.
Sorry.
Excuse us. Island Vintage Coffee.
Good girl, Johnny. Good girl.
Good girl, Johnny Bear.
Now, what? It's busy. They might not have a table.
They might not.
Yeah. So here's our wonderful server at the Monkey Pod. Tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Leah.
Leah, and how long have you been here at this restaurant?
I've only been here since about December, so going on 5 months now.
All right. Well, thanks so much. You've been wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you
you've been
so
helpful.
much.
Thank you.
You folks
Thank
are
you so much.
wonderful
Yeah,
as well.
thanks so much.
Of course.
We're excited about that dessert.
Ask you about the menu?
Of course we may.
We've been here before, but it's been a couple of years. There was an ahi dish that I had before.
Yeah, we do have an ahi steak that comes with this Maui onion sauce, and it comes with bok choy and mashed potatoes. Definitely. So we have our lobster deviled eggs, we have our taro ravioli, we have our garlic truffle fries, we also have our shrimp and mushroom pot stickers. We have a tortilla soup and then our house cut fries as well. Yeah, so some of our most populars are ribeye, that's going to come with mashed potatoes and bok choy and a garlic herb butter. Our mackinac mahi fish, that's going to come with a mackinac crust with pineapple relish as well and rice. We have our fish tacos, a fish sandwich that comes with coleslaw, some aioli. We have a fish and lobster pasta.
Oh, yeah, I think I had that. That's amazing.
I'll check back.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Our drink should be on the way.
All right, thanks.
Of course, thank you. Oh, boy, one is here.
Yep, those are the lily poi ones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The topic is coming up more and more with friends about a place to move to or to spend more time in as the United States faces threats to its democracy. My brother Patrick has spent 6 weeks each in 4 Central American countries to experience the potential benefits of moving there. We have 2 sets of friends who moved to Hawaii, Jim and Susie, Brian and Jen. It is one thing to speculate about a big move like this and another to actually do it. Gena and I have been vacationing in Costa Rica and Mexico this summer, also looking at houses.
We're talking to Brian and Jen Allen in Hawaii about their experience moving there, living there, moving back from there, and who knows what happens in the future. And Gena Harper is on to lead the interview. Gena, blind woman of action, take it away.
Thank you. Brian and Jen are definitely the people that make the places for us in Hawaii.
Hi, guys.
And so, Brian and Jen, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your recollection on how we met each other.
When we first moved here, after about 6 months of living here, our oldest son kind of followed in our footsteps, and he was going to school and was a part-time Uber driver. And he met you and the kids. He took the kids hiking. And then you were asking about some other things to do. And he told you about the kayak shop that I worked at in Kailua on the east side of the island. You called up, and that was kind of the first time we met. We did a tour out to the Mokulua Islands, a kayak tour. That was 2017, like I think at the end of the summer in 2017, if I remember right.
I want to add one piece, though, is first meeting Christian, he was such a nice, open-hearted type of guy. And I'm always chatty and gathering information about interesting things to do. And he mentioned you, and I thought, oh, I absolutely have to call Brian because I love kayaking. That speaks to the Gena Blind Woman of Action piece. What also resonated with me is when I met you, you did not have any concerns about me being totally blind or how are we going to hike together. You definitely had the can-do attitude and we figure it out attitude. And even that hike wasn't super flat and easy. There were pieces of it that were pretty rigorous and hilly and basically waves crashing against the rocks on an island. And so I have always appreciated that. And then meeting Jen subsequently, she has the same can-do attitude. So we really love that about the two of you.
Yeah, I was hiding all my stuff inside, Gene. I was freaking out. I'm like, wait, what? No, you make it very easy to tour with, be around, do stuff, do outdoor stuff, hike, whatever it is, the paddleboarding. You make it very easy. Yeah, the surfing was definitely a little more challenging just because there was a lot of people around and the logistics of it and making sure nobody got hurt, I guess, is the best way to kind of say that.
Jen, tell us why you and Brian decided to move to Hawaii.
We had only visited Maui, and I think the very first time we went, my parents took us and the kids, which was super fun. I'd never experienced anywhere tropical before. And then Brian and I went 2 more times on our own to Maui. And every time we left, it was so hard. And, a lot of people will say, well, you're on vacation, you're not working, you're not doing the regular things that you do in everyday life. But we just felt like we left a piece of our heart there every single time we left. So we were kind of debating it. I'm a nurse, so I do have that flexibility of kind of just being able to get a job anywhere. So we knew that could happen. But the final piece that really pushed us to do it was that we had a friend that was battling breast cancer for a number of years, and we're pretty close to her throughout her treatments. I spent a lot of one-on-one time with her, and she had, regrets, things that she was no longer able to do because of the chemotherapy. And what eventually happened was that she passed away. And when she passed away, that was just the piece that, I was like, this is something that we want to do. None of us knows how much time we have in life, and we should just go for it. We should just do it. That was kind of the final thing that got us there.
Did you have any, as it got closer, concerns about just up and moving?
Not really. I mean, we just kind of decided to sell everything and go. I was able to secure a job. That was the biggest thing. And that happened pretty easily.
Yeah, we had housing set up too before we got very lucky and rented a place before we got here. A friend on island, it's actually a friend of our oldest son, Christian, and she went and looked at the place for us, did a FaceTime. We met the person over the phone, the owner. And so we had everything pretty secured.
Once you arrived in Oahu, how were you perceived by the islanders?
The place that we rented was like the main unit, and then a smaller unit off to the side. There was a really nice single lady that lived there that was very, very local. Also, local neighbors, definitely Hawaiian. They were all very kind. The little lady that lived next to us, she found us a place to go buy a mattress. I mean, very, very welcoming. Yeah, we didn't really experience anything that was negative. I did have, as a nurse, I definitely work with the Hawaiian population, a lot of people from the Philippines. I did have a couple of patients, but it's been quite some time that pretty much said, I don't want the white nurse.
Oh, wow.
But only, I want to say twice. I mean, it really has been very minimal. I feel like we've been embraced by the local people. And, I think probably a big part of that is just the attitude that we have of we are very grateful to be here and we don't consider ourselves local in any way, even though we've been here almost 9 years. We're just grateful for the experience. So I think that's probably a big part of it as well.
Looking back on your experience of moving, is there anything you would advise other people who might be considering moving to ask that you wish you would have known to ask or that you wish you would have thought of to ask?
I would say less is more. So, we sold everything. We came on the airplane with 8 bags and the good sized bags, just under 50 pounds, all our clothes, shoes, et cetera, et cetera. I brought some golf clubs because I was going to continue the whole golf thing out here. And we probably could have made the trip with about 4 bags. And then you just kind of buy your stuff that you need out here when you get moved into a place, whether it's furnished or not furnished. Less is more. I hear stories of people that move out here and they've got the pod containers and they're shipping containers and they're bringing their furniture and all that stuff. And it's like, you just don't need it. If you are thinking about moving to Hawaii, I mean, I would sell everything. And then the stuff that you want that you can bring on an airplane, that's what you bring out with you. Jen did a really smart thing before we moved. There was a book that she actually read. I don't remember the title of it, but it was like How to Move to Oahu or How to Move to Hawaii, that kind of thing. And so it had a lot of pointers and tips in it. And I think we took a lot of that and kind of made sure we used those recommendations.
Was there any culture shock things that you were surprised about? For me in Oahu, I was shocked and continually am shocked that they do pretty much no recycling. They just burn everything. And coming from California and just the way I've been raised and my personal values, that is really hard for me to reconcile regarding Oahu.
Yeah, I think the same thing, Gina. It would probably be all environmental things. Hawaii doesn't recycle at all, but being out in the middle of the ocean just creates an issue with how that can be cost effective for them.
What has kept you guys in Oahu for so long?
We were going to come out for 5 years and then basically go back to the Northwest. And as I think we got to 3.5, 4 years, we were kind of like, this is way too soon. We're not leaving yet. And for us, the reason why we moved here was the ocean. We just kind of like dove right in. The first week we were here, a week and a half we were here, I think we bought a kayak, we bought paddle boards, we bought all our snorkel gear, we just bought everything that you could think of that basically had to do with water. The surfing came a little bit later. 2 things: it's been the ocean and being able to enjoy that and experience it. The surfing, I'm completely 100% addicted and I'm going to need counseling when I leave for sure.
Therapy.
Therapy,
Yeah.
yes. And, the second part of it, which really ties in with kind of what this is all about that we're talking about, has been the people. We wouldn't know you guys. We've met some just incredible people. Most of them are people that I work with. And with me comes Jen. You get Jen, which is the better part. Yeah, well, that's the bonus. She's the better part anyways. And so we've met these incredible friends that we do trips with. We went to Japan with a couple and their baby. We've done trips to California with a whole bunch of people for a wedding and, inter-island trips and stuff like that. And it's camping trips up to the North Shore. We have a core group of probably 8 to 12 friends. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all.
Did you ever feel like you were burning out on too much of a good thing?
I don't think Brian or I could ever burn out on the ocean. Like, we love the warm weather, but it is endless summer, right? So there might be a little bit in January where it maybe gets down to like 60 degrees and we're complaining because it's cold. But I mean, one of my favorite seasons is fall. So there are times when you kind of miss seasons. Probably took me about 6 years, but you kind of start to take things for granted. Like, well, I don't really have to go to the beach today because, it's always there and you've snorkeled 1,000 times and you see the same thing. So do you want to go do it? Those kinds of things, like just taking things for granted because you've done them so many times. It's such a relaxed lifestyle that I think that is something we'll miss when we leave. It's just very comfortable and laid back.
Surfing for me has become, it's a main like part of who I am now, which is so weird because I think I started surfing when I was 49. And, to start something new at a later age, I almost didn't even do it. We didn't start trying to surf until 6 months after living here. And I wasn't even on the radar. All the other stuff was definitely surfing in the ocean. And then the people that we've met, friends, it's what really makes it so special.
This podcast is called The People Make the Places. And when I first started dating Mike, we traveled really early on in our relationship. Like our third date, we went to London and Dublin. And everywhere we went, Mike knew people, like really knew people. So we weren't relying on all this tourism or looking up a tour guide. And ever since then, it really did resonate with me about the people make the places. And I feel like our experience and my experience of Hawaii could never be replicated without meeting you guys, because the experience, I can pay somebody to go hiking or I could pay somebody to take me surfing, but it's not the same. And I didn't have the same degree of safety and comfort, like that I know I'm safe with you, or I don't have to explain everything on like how I go hiking or what words you need to use. And so our experience in Hawaii has been so enriched due to the both of you. And thank you so much for that.
Hear, hear.
You're welcome. And the same goes for us. I feel like I'm really good with people communicating, but I've never had to communicate and explain like everything, like the walking that we would do around the island, up and down, left and right, and maneuvering and kayaking and, following my voice. But it's not just you guys. It's your children. It's Carmen and her family.
Right.
You had friends come over from London that we spent time with going out to the islands. You had that other couple, I think his first name was Richard. That's great, right? But what have we been to the most? Like 7 times?
Oh, so many. Yeah. It's been incredible. Yeah. Well, thank you.
We look forward to seeing you guys in Portland.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of other places.
You're going to have to take us around, Gena.
Right, exactly. I'll blindfold you and take you hiking.
Thanks to Brian and Jen for sharing their experiences with us and for the kayaking, hiking, and meals together. Now for some other Oahu explorations.
So today we were wondering where was the beach, because the people at our hotel had described where it was, and it didn't seem too far away, but maybe a little tricky to get to. And we have a favorite acai restaurant that we've been to before near the Hawaiian Hilton Village where we've stayed before, and it's called Tropical Tribe. And we found that there was one over here off of Kalia Road in this area, more downtown. And so tell us what it was like getting here. Not simple, right?
Right. I mean, this was kind of a wild goose chase. When we had our tools, we had different GPS, and we were using them. And
it said it was only 850 feet from our hotel.
And then at some point it said it was only 500, so we logically thought we were getting closer, and we actually were getting closer, but then at some point it said we had gone too far.
We doubled back, we talked to people.
We used a tool called Ira, where you call a virtual interpreter, a human that can look at a map, and they were even confused.
And I have my Ray-Ban Meta glasses on, and I'm listening to the Indigo app, which is giving me information about what we're passing, what roads we're on. Part of what makes it complicated is that some of these streets bend a lot, and they might have an address. Like our hotel is on Kalakaua Boulevard, road, and the entrance in the main hotel is actually on a side street called Lures, L-E-U-R-S. Then it turns out that Lures goes south and then west and then more west. It loops around. So it was very tricky to even get over to Kalia Road, which is where the address of Tropical Tribe was listed.
The final thing, though, that helped us were humans. So one issue in Honolulu here is there's a lot of cars going many different directions. So even just listening for traffic and when it sounds clear would be our sign to go. That isn't really the smartest way because these cars are just coming from all different directions. So we were concerned about getting hit, and humans would give us the go-ahead when we could cross the street. And finally, we decided to come back again where we had already been, and we asked his dad and his young son, and the young son said, "Oh, I just saw that." Before that, though, I had called Tropical Tribe, and she gave me some information that actually was helpful. It was never said, "Oh, go way down this alley," but anyhow, we did get the information from the young boy who told us to go down this alley, and then we kind of found it on our own once we were on the right path, and it made a lot of sense, but it is confusing when the whole half block is called the same address.
Yeah, it was not on Kalia Road. It was 150 yards down this alley, which runs right into the beach. Beautiful spot, but there's no way. Maybe if you could see your GPS, you would see that it was pointing in this direction, but we were not getting that information until we met the guy and his son.
And it was super worth it. When we got there, we got our amazing food that we love from Tropical Tribe, which is the acai bowls and this super cool cheesy bread from Brazil or Argentina?
Brazil.
And it was as yummy as we expected. And now we're at this beautiful beach where you hear all these awesome waves, and so all is well.
And we better back up a couple of feet.
Yes, we better.
We will be in the waves.
Yes, we're going to be in there.
I was so pleased when I called the Foster Botanical Gardens in Honolulu and found out they had a Braille map for the exhibits. They provided a very knowledgeable guide, Craig, for a hands-on tour.
Here we are on Waikiki, literally on Waikiki, on the beach. Waves are coming up within a few feet of us. And we had quite the circuitous way of getting to the botanical gardens yesterday. It's the sort of thing when you can't see, you have to use alternative tools and techniques. And we certainly had to use all our tools yesterday, right, Gena?
Absolutely. What I thought, it all turned out super amazing and one of those maybe meant to be type of stories. So we thought we were going to the Cocoa Crater Botanical Gardens, and in the meantime Mike had connected with a gal named Sabrina from the Botanical Gardens. So we take an Uber out to the Botanical Gardens, and we're in a parking lot, there's signs.
And the Uber driver is telling us there's no buildings.
And we had that as a piece of information that we were going to pay a small amount to get into the gardens, and there would be some buildings. So that was the big mystery. And then I heard some people walking down the path, so they were telling me about what signs were around. And come to find out, now the Uber driver has left, come to find out we're at the wrong botanical gardens. So the people that were walking down the path, I asked them if they'd be willing to give us a ride back into Honolulu because it's about 30 minutes away. And I remember thinking, wow, this is like hitchhiking or taking a ride from a stranger from a long time ago. And they seemed super legit, and they offered to give us a ride. And there were really cool people. So there was Tom, Ina, and Alex, and Mike and me and Johnny all in Tom's truck. And come to find out, they're all part of a hiking group. So they generously gave us a ride back to the Botanical Gardens, which had a different name. They were called Foster Botanical Gardens, but we had never heard of them referred to by Foster Botanical Gardens.
And we found out because Sabrina called me while we were in the parking lot, and I'm telling her we're here, and she's going outside. She's walking around. She's looking for us and not finding us. And that's finally when we discovered the disconnect. And then we were worried, would Uber even be available to come get us, because we were kind of far away from Waikiki.
It felt a little disappointing until all the good things happened, like Sabrina and Mike figuring out the disconnect and Tom and his group offering to give us a ride, because we had arranged for an actual docent to give us a tour at the Botanical Gardens, and that was supposed to be at 10:30 a.m. So by this point, we've missed the 10:30 a.m. time.
And surprisingly, they had Braille maps, or what turned out to be a Braille guide of the plants, names, and descriptions.
And not only that, is they were really current Braille descriptions of the plants, and that was shocking. So we made it there, we met the guide, and he had a friend with him. His name was Craig, and the buddy's name was Mike, and we had such an incredible experience. Craig, from being a docent, had a lot of things we could touch, and that's what makes a tour for a blind person extraordinarily special. And all kinds of things that we've never felt before or even heard of. And he knew a lot about all the plants. He also made it a lot of fun. So it was really quite an experience.
They agreed to wait the extra hour because of our delay. We were not, obviously, there at 10:30. We got there considerably after 11.
There was also a really cool art installation at the Foster Botanical Gardens where we intended to go and where we ended up. And it was this neat structure, a little bit of a metal frame, but a lot of bamboo frame pieces and authentic Hawaiian carvings of these other small pieces that felt kind of like flutes, and they would all bang. And they said when we were there, they were banging, which really, they were making a very beautiful kind of chiming sound, that they had never chimed so loud before. So we felt like maybe the Hawaiian gods were giving us a little orchestra with that installation, and it was really neat and very tactile.
And those gods were also looking out for us, because part of the reason I wanted to find a botanical garden was to find out about the tiare flower, which is a Polynesian gardenia, a little white flower. And our young friend, 19-year-old Tiare, was sadly killed in an accident over New Year's, and we wanted to find that flower to honor her. We get to the Foster Gardens after all of this travel, and they don't have tiare flowers there, but the manager, Sabrina, happened to have a tiare behind her ear. So I did get to feel one, smell one, and that made it even more unique because it was so elusive.
I think the last key point is that we actually didn't stress out, even when we were in the wrong place. And it is a concern that we can't get a ride back. We both were super cool. We were both working on different ways of figuring out the solution of where we really needed to be and how we were going to get there. And it seemed like a stress-free day, even though we went through all of that. So it was just beautiful.
Well, thanks for rescuing us, you guys.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, there's only one trailer there, so good.
When we were concerned we wouldn't get an Uber, we've had that issue before. Like, an Uber takes us out there, but there's not any, like, milling about. So
right.
To get a ride back is a, like, dicey proposition.
How long are you out here, Alex?
I'm here for, like, a couple of days, like 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 days.
Yeah, I think so.
10?
Not just...
And then
a couple of more days.
Yeah.
Then you go back to Germany?
No, I'm going to San Francisco next.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been traveling for 4 months.
Right.
I did Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji.
Wow.
And now the US, and then
Amazing.
Vancouver is my last stop.
And Ina, are you from Hawaii?
No, I'm from Germany.
Oh, you're from Germany too.
Alex's godfather is my good friend from high school in Germany. Yeah.
Wow.
So he asked me if Alex could stay with us because she was coming over here.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an exchange daughter from Brazil, and it was awesome. She stayed with us for a year at high school, and then we took her to Hawaii and Yosemite, like all over the place. It was such a great experience. And then, Tom, what's the name of the hiking group?
Happy Spikers.
Happy
Spikers.
Spikers.
Oh boy, traffic.
Something's going on.
What do you see?
I've got the maps on, and it's showing red, as in stop and go. And at this time of day, there's got to be an accident or construction or both.
Oh, wow.
But it's still showing we'll be there in 20 minutes.
Oh, good. How was that hike you guys just did?
Oh, it's more of a walk.
Uh-huh.
And it really is about, they have a Hawaiian section, which I found boring.
Uh-huh.
But they have an African section and a Madagascar section.
Wow.
And so they have trees that have been donated for that we don't have here in Hawaii.
Wow.
So we have 4 botanical gardens.
Oh.
We have one over on the windward side, which is Ho'omalahia, and then there's Foster's Botanical we're going to now. When I was 13 years old, I lived right there where this parking lot is.
Wow.
There used to be 2 homes here that were big estates.
Oh.
And they got condemned to make this park.
Oh, wow. Which park is this?
Kawaiki Beach Park.
Okay, wow. So we're in search of a flower, you guys, called a tiare flower.
Oh, tiares are, there's another name for it as well, but the tiare is a very fragrant Tahitian, but we have a Hawaiian name for it as well.
We have what we need in my little bag here.
Wonderful.
But something I don't tote around is this. Feel this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Feel all around because you're going to get the sense of the double coconut.
Wow.
It's not a coconut, mind you, but it is indeed from a palm.
Wow.
That's huge.
It's gigantic.
Exactly.
And it's empty. Imagine if it had stuff in it and fell on your head.
It once did, and these will fall, and you don't want to be under them. But they take 6 years to mature on the tree.
Really?
The tree can live 800 years. We're going to visit it today.
So is that abnormal to have a double?
Now, this is the way this tree grows. It's
they
not
all
actually,
come that way.
It's not actually a coconut, but it reminded people basically of coconuts being large and heavy, so they misnamed it, frankly.
Wow. Yeah.
But its other name is coco de mer.
Wow.
It used to float in the Indian Ocean because they're from the Seychelles Islands.
Wow. So it's probably 16 by 16 by 8 inches.
Fair enough.
And what color is it?
It's a kind of a medium brown.
Like a coconut?
A little bit lighter, and it's got gradations of color.
I see.
So you can feel the texture.
Right,
so there are longitudinal lines here.
Yeah.
So those add to the visual
Oh, and
pattern.
look, like this one's super smooth. But I mean this one right here, this longitudinal line is super smooth.
And it's smudgy darker.
Yeah, it's
so
so
this
fascinating.
could be colored this way from age. It's a long time off the tree.
Wow.
It's got I'm going to give you something and then we will get on our feet.
Yeah.
I feel the coating on this. That is what's known as a tropical almond.
Wow.
We're going to visit this as well.
Man, that feels like rubber, like a rubber stopper for your door or something.
So it's got something more dense but similar coating it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And this is inside, and then the business is inside of that. It's sort of a gel-like embryonic mass. Unlike the coconut, which is more defined.
And this goes in here?
This is a separate tree entirely.
Oh, I see. And this smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This here.
It's super fragrant.
Tropical almond. It's fresh. It's starting to wear off.
Can you eat a tropical almond?
Actually, you can.
Yeah.
3 layers in. You've got the coating, the pod, and then the seed inside.
Wow.
It's not in the almond family, but it's reminiscent.
Wow.
In shape and taste. So I give you this so you can get a sense of the coating that you're going to find on this.
Yeah, exactly. Here
This
you go.
you've just handled what is the largest seed in the plant world. Okay, you've reached it. This feels fairly, keep going.
You can put my hands
Oh my
on
gosh.
it. You can touch me, I don't care.
There you go.
That's one fat tree.
Wow, and look at its base.
Now this little cutout let me put your hand right here. This little cutout that goes all the way around like in a U-shaped pattern was actually a cutout was made as an example of how very flexible this tree is.
Wow.
This is called a baobab.
So they just cut out a section on one side. Wow.
And this can serve for housing needs. It can be like a drywall. A regular kind of tree would not survive that kind of intrusion.
Now, how big is it?
This one is the diameter on this.
Mike, the thing is gigantic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Circumference-wise, I mean, we can walk all the way around, but you got a lot of roots and stuff. But you can feel the other side if you walk this way.
So it's like 10, 12 feet wide?
At least.
Wow.
How tall?
And it's not the biggest one on Earth, mind you. These can live for a couple thousand years.
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen some of the bristlecone pines and also the giant redwoods.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The bristlecone pines are as gnarly as you please, yeah? Well, I'll tell you something. This tree stands about 75 feet tall. It waves like that, almost reminiscent of an elephant's foot.
That is unbelievable.
And the elephants love this in Africa because it holds water.
Wow.
What's the name of this tree again?
Baobab. B-A-O-B-A-B. It's known as the tree of life because it is incredibly useful. Is that it's not the regular ringed tree.
Right.
So what you get is a pithy-like wood.
Wow.
And it does not fossilize.
Wow.
So they didn't even have record of its origins, but now they know that 7 other varieties originated in Madagascar, off the African coast,
Wow. Mike, what's it hitting against at the bottom part?
Straight ahead.
Each other, it's just hitting against each other, I see. These are so beautiful. Wow. I like the little beads there.
Yep. They say you should not eat pounds of cinnamon a day. Who's gonna, right?
Right, exactly.
You have your cinnamon, but this one's lighter and sweeter, and it's called Cinnamomum verum, grown in southern India and Sri Lanka.
Wow.
And if you want to get that one, test it out. It's called Ceylon cinnamon. Though they say that the other one, the one that we get more commonly, it mostly comes from Vietnam. It's called cassia, and it may say so on the label, right? And that one, like I say, is heavier, and they say it's good for something you want a stronger taste, like cinnamon rolls or something. Bam. Okay,
nice.
so I respect that, but I'm still just going for my premium Ceylon cinnamon.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check into that. Nice.
Here we are walking down the street on Kalakaua Street in Honolulu. It's the annual Honolulu Spam Festival. This super busy street is blocked off and it's packed with people and vendors and umbrellas and some nice music.
Many thanks to our new and our old friends in Hawaii. Everyone is so hospitable and helpful. A special thanks to Brian and Jen Allen and to the many people we met on our flights, in hotels, on the street, and in rideshare. Mostly those are a one-time interaction, but you never know where a few may lead. In Hawaii, they would say, we are one big ohana. We are in search of live music wherever we go. I enjoyed the band from the 70s called Cecilio and Kapono. Everyone has heard Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamakawiwo. Among others, there is nightly music at the Hilton Hawaiian Village, the Maui Brewing Company, and at Duke's, where we heard an artist named Fia. Thanks for listening. Please rate and share this podcast. Stay tuned for the next release in early September, probably on Costa Rica. Here is a taste of Fia to take us out.
Wait a minute, stop what we're doing, because I got to tell you now what's on my mind. We've been at this for some time, and I just wanna know if if your heart is feeling just as strong as mine. Cause even though we got some years in this, it's always brand new to me. You see the butterflies, my palms get sweaty, my thoughts and my heart stay heavy. You got this kind of effect on me. So maybe we can sit down and just wind down and speak of all the many reasons why we stick around. But really all I want from you is just to love me, love